Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Just Plain Living. I'm John Gray.
Good morning. I'm Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
Good to be here, isn't it?
Yes, it's always good to be
it's
here.
It's always good to wake up and be alive.
Wake up and be alive, yeah. If you wake up, you're alive.
You know what Ralph used to say? He said he wakes up and he reads the obituaries and he's not in it. He gets up.
It's good. It's good. Oh, Ralph, what a great guy. We have had a busy weekend around here, and we've got business to take care of this week as well. There's stuff happening. It's holiday time.
I just love to see you doing your business.
It's holiday time. Stuff going on.
Stuff going on everywhere.
We've even snuck a little Christmas on the set today.
I know. Look at this.
We've got some elves and some Santa Claus.
I always like the feathers.
Got that moose over there behind you. Jimmy's got a 3-balled hat on his head.
Yeah.
That's really on an angel back there behind him. But our staff thinks it's cute to
put his head in it.
Where kids like that.
Love it. Love it. I do.
We've had a little rain for some of the festivities.
A little rain?
I'm proud of you guys for going through with the parade.
8 days without sunshine.
I know. It was really something.
Are you deprived? Do you feel deprived?
Honestly, no. I have no reason to feel deprived.
Without sunshine? Well, it affects a lot of people.
It affects a lot of people, and
ways.
I just turn all the lights on and plug in a few Christmas things, and it feels better.
Feels good.
Didn't we have a nice musical weekend?
Oh, yeah.
Including
the
parade, which had music too, but I was thinking about civic choir and THS singers and
breakfast with Santa.
And I went to First Methodist Sunday night and saw their performance.
Saw their performance.
That was nice.
First Christian had a performance. A lot of them performing.
And I'm sure in every town surrounding.
Yeah.
It's nice for me, especially because it's kind of quiet at my house to hear all the music. And get the spirit through the music.
I actually went to the First Christian thing, and John filmed it, so I actually got to watch it, and that's one of the highlights of the year for me, because my daughter went to Tennessee Tech, and she got a degree in chemical engineering, which she's not using, and she also played in the band up there, and she's not using that, or she doesn't make any money at that, except at Christmas time.
At Christmas time, she's out there playing that flute, beautifully. Oh, wow.
She is, Jenny English is probably one of the best, and I have no idea at the amount of practice that she does, but she is almost flawless playing a flute. And she doesn't do it, but every now and then at church or somewhere, she'll all of a sudden she'll be, and she might not have picked it up in a year. I don't know.
Well, she has 3 kids. I doubt that she practices a lot.
True.
I think she's got it in her head and in her soul.
She absolutely is phenomenal.
We have so much talent in this town and surrounding communities. Makes me proud.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. And the other night, what was David Bethay playing? He was playing a flugelhorn.
A flugelhorn and trumpet, and
and I mean, that's
a magnificent player.
It's just crazy good. Todd Nichols.
Oh my goodness!
They could go. We can go on and on and on. Vicki Collinsworth and Kyle, and there's just people just all over this town creating music and playing music.
But
and
didn't you love their finale? I mean, their encore.
Yes,
the Civic Choir encore. That just took my breath away. It was so pretty.
Yeah. Battle Hymn of the Republic. I mean, it's one of those things that makes the hair stand up on your arms,
It was beautiful.
back of your neck,
and
everywhere else you got.
Was beautiful. I just happened to be touched, especially by that.
You are and have been involved.
You've actually been in that choir before, haven't you?
I have been in that choir before, and I always regret that I'm not up there singing, but it's so nice to sit back and just enjoy this beautiful concert that Ann Baldwin so giftedly puts together. She has this knack for choosing music. She has a great way of putting it together.
It's funny. It's funny. I told Ann, somebody said something about getting a picture of Ann, or take a picture from the choir side to see Ann, and I said, Well, all I've ever seen of Ann for 40 years is her backside. She's always standing facing the choir.
Yeah, I think it's nice that she lets the choir come in from the audience, and that way we get to see her.
I had never thought of that about that, but that's true, isn't it, John?
Yeah. All you see is the backside of whoever's conducting,
right.
Unless they, and she'll move out of the way and face the audience and, put her hand out.
And I'd like to compliment all those singers and performers.
Oh yeah, they did a great job.
Come out of the woodwork across town and join in to give us this gift.
Right, and it's not just one. It's people out of every denomination.
It's the Lions Club offering to the community.
Yeah.
We need to. I think is it the
downtown Lions Club.
And I believe my friend Marilyn Morris kind of helped to start that.
She certainly did.
And that's become a tradition now, I guess, because that's, 6 or 7 years they've done that. So
I believe, I'm not sure how many, but yeah, it should remain a tradition.
Well, there was a community concert at one point, and then that kind of died away. And then, because I remember Mary Noble Bennett used to play piano.
And she was wonderful.
And then all of that kind of died away for a
while, and then it was
while, and
back.
then it's been brought back.
Anyway,
it's a
thank
good
you.
thing. I was glad to see Marilyn there.
Yeah,
Marilyn was there,
too.
and she'd been in the hospital for a long time, and she was there and looked good, and
made me feel good.
Billy Allen was driving her little wheel car.
Was he?
Yeah. She was sitting in there, and all of a sudden, here comes a car down through the aisle of the church.
There's Marilyn.
And now to pick her up.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, she had valet service right there inside the building, and well deserved.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw the fire chief come in, and I really wish that I could have spoke with him on Friday night. The fire chief, he's an expert on numerous kinds of things.
Oh yeah.
Whatever you want to know, he knows. But before the parade started, I was looking at the radar, and I kept thinking, it appears to me that this is going to be past us by the time the parade starts. And that was my opinion. And of course, we go on the air about 30 minutes prior to the parade actually starting, so we can acknowledge our sponsors and everything. And I thought, do I go out on a limb and say it'll be over without consulting the fire chief?
Yeah.
But he wasn't there. And so I had to go on my own. I finally decided, yes, I'm going to tell the audience out there that it is going to be over prior to this parade starting, and it was. I lucked out that time, but I would have felt so much better had I been able to talk to Chief Chastain prior to making that call.
We are very fortunate with our chief.
He's a weather pundit now as well.
Oh yeah, whatever you want to know.
He's got
one time he was explaining to me how the process of us getting ice and hail and how all that kind of stuff worked, and I actually thought he was doing a pretty good job of it. It was when we had that hailstorm storm. We were really hurting for news that day, and so
filled you in.
So I go down and I talked to the fire chief. He explained all that to me, and I was amazed because I thought, I don't know if this is accurate or if he even knows what he's talking about, but it sounds pretty good.
He looks believable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. He looks believable.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a seller. There's no doubt about that. He can sell.
Speaking of the Christmas parade, I know a lot of people were disappointed because some people felt like it should have been called off. But I think people just got to realize that is a huge logistical issue to try to make that happen, because a lot of the people that are involved in that are probably doing something else on Saturday or on Sunday. A lot of the floats are in other parades. So it's just almost, you just can't hardly do that. So.
No, you can't, because they're scheduled out down the line, and if you would have canceled it and had it another day, there probably wouldn't have been as many people in it as there was.
Right.
It's just like when a performance is coming off in January, Jazz on Jackson, for instance, on the 18th of January.
Right.
If T.S. Monk is in town and there's a snowstorm up to our nose, we better open the door there, because we're going to pay him $5,000 regardless. That's right. So you go ahead with it.
Philip was supposed to find. Philip, did you find a little T.S. Monk for me?
I didn't know it was going to be an opening.
We'll use it later.
Do we have to fire Philip?
No, we're not going to fire Philip. We might punish him, but we're not going to fire him.
Yeah. It's hard for us to fire anybody because you can't hardly get anybody to do this if you really need to make a living at it.
Well, if he doesn't straighten up, we'll handcuff him to Bob Payne.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Oh, my
That'll
goodness.
Take care of the
Oh,
problem,
my
right?
goodness.
Punishment is done.
Oh, my goodness.
We love you, Bob.
Yeah, we
Not
do.
to worry.
Yeah, we do. But we have a lot of things, a sampling of a whole lot of stuff today on the show. We went and filmed a little bit of the Breakfast with Santa. We have a little bit of the concert.
And that was excellent, by the way.
It was,
excellent.
And that's been years and years and years. They've been doing that as well.
And that's another thing that Ann Baldwin started. So her influence is like ripples in a stream. It just goes on, and that's great.
The Baldwin-Burton effect is what I call it.
Thank you.
Or the Burton-Baldwin effect. Whoever wants to top billing.
Was that ever difficult for you guys when you were in her group or she was in your group?
Well, there have been times when I've been called Miss Baldwin.
Yeah.
And I doubt that that's happened to her, but and when I moved here, I was called Miss Ballard because I looked like my sister.
Right.
And for a while, I tried to explain, and finally I just quit, and I started taking the accolades they gave her.
Yeah.
I thought, hey, this is not bad.
Stuff. I'm getting the goods here.
And by the way, if you happen to be watching this show on Tuesday, which is tonight, it's Old Town Christmas.
Right.
And I have students
and you're
performing
late.
at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, actually, I guess they missed it.
Yeah, you missed it. Sorry.
Missed it.
Never mind.
But we do want to reiterate about that fact about T.S. Monk. And this weekend
Amal and the
Night Visitors.
And I've got to tell you,
at the
we
Civic
had
Center.
educational outreach for that program on Friday, I guess. Mm-hmm. And it was the most attentive young audience, students, and they loved it. It was a beautiful performance. So if you haven't seen it, don't miss this opportunity.
It's a good Christmas story and a good Christmas gift for your family. Great thing to go do.
I think it's Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday matinee.
And
the matinee, I believe, is 2:30 instead of 2.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, grab a ticket.
You got that.
455-5321. Get a ticket.
You got that.
Get off the couch.
Get off the couch.
Get off
what we're
the
going
couch.
to do right now is right now we want you to stay on the couch because we want you to watch the rest of this show. We'll be right back after these messages with some good stuff.
With over 30 years' experience servicing the Tullahoma area, Mike's Tire, Brake, and Muffler has become a household name in Middle Tennessee. As a family-owned business, Mike and his wife Lisa, along with their sons Jamie, Justin, and Jody, have assembled a crew that delivers quality service to go with quality products. As the only authorized Michelin and Goodyear dealer in Tullahoma, they have become the tire store of choice, being named the Tire and Brake Store of the Year multiple times. They also rent Penske trucks and are an Interstate battery dealer. So if you need tires, brakes, mufflers, a battery, or maybe rent a truck, go to the place you can trust. Call Mike's Tire, Brake, and Muffler at 931-455-5150, located at 732 North Jackson in Tullahoma, Tennessee.
If you're looking for fuel, food, or fun, don't forget the Dameron Brothers stores. The Shortstop has fuel, food, and beverages. The Breeze Inn Market has party supplies, beverages, and the area's best selection of premium cigars. The Liquor Locker carries all of your favorite brands of wines and spirits. So for all your party needs, Jeff and Jay say, come on by, and thank you for the support of our businesses. Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back to our section, our show that we call Police Pointers. I'm sorry, I was giving Chief of Police a little advice here, which she didn't take. So we're pleased to have with us Paul Blackwell, the Police Chief of the City of Tullahoma, who's here today to give us some information about the police department that you may not know.
Great, thanks. It's good to be here today. I'll start, though, with cautioning people about the weather. Mm-hmm. You know, a couple of weeks ago we talked about winter driving tips.
Yes.
And it looks like winter weather is upon us.
Here, yeah.
So, maybe dust that off the shelf if you have it at home, or the newspaper article, and just be careful in this weather. Mm-hmm. But what I'd like to talk about today is maybe one of those best kept secrets that we have at the police department, and that's our Police Chaplains program. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of people know we have it, but it's a program where we have 12 volunteers from the community that are ministers, pastors, and reverends that all come together for the purpose of serving our community. Mm-hmm. And the police department. They're volunteers, so they don't get paid, they don't get any benefits, they don't get anything from the city other than the association. The police department does provide them a windbreaker jacket that says police chaplain and an ID card.
Right.
And we do that so if they come to the scene of, say, a traffic accident or a house fire, mm-hmm. or some other critical situation, people will recognize who they are. Their primary mission is to help the police department in critical situations. And that could be coming to the emergency room to talk to a family that's involved in some kind of crisis. As I said, to assist at a traffic accident or a fire scene. Again, to give them some spiritual comfort. For our employees, if we were to have a major incident that someone's involved in, to give them someone to talk to, mm-hmm. that's outside of that police department family.
Right.
And to help City Hall, because they do open our board meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance and a prayer. So they serve.
Those ministers that typically do that are part of your...
They are all police chaplains.
Oh, I didn't know.
And they all take a turn in doing that. They get assigned a month, mm-hmm. and during that month they do the board meetings, and each chaplain is on call for a week at a time, mm-hmm. 24/7. So if we need them, we know how to get in touch with them and call them to come out. We have a set of bylaws, so there's rules and regulations for them, selection process, and we hope we don't have to discipline, a minister. We have things in place on how we would handle that. So it's organized, and they train. They meet once a month, and they have training. It could be from the hospital staff, because they do a lot of work at the hospital, or it could be from something else, maybe how we would want them to respond at a particular scene. One of the things that we haven't had to use them in a long time for are death notices. Uh-huh. That's one of those times when a police officer or a firefighter has to go and deliver a death message to somebody. That's gotta be tough. Difficult, yeah. Even on the officer. Right. So to have a chaplain go with them, gives them some comfort, and it gives that family some comfort at that time.
Sure.
So they're a very, very valuable tool that we use that not a lot of people know. And we've got 12 of them. Right now we have 11. We have one vacancy. Mm-hmm. But those 12 people are very critical to this city and serving this city.
You asked me when we sit down here, did I know we had a chaplain's program? And I thought, well, not that I remember, but yeah, there probably is a chaplain, but I had no idea it was this extensive.
It is.
Or what their duties might have been.
It is. And it's not centered around any one denomination. We take ministers from all denominations, so anyone that meets the eligibility requirements are considered. Mm-hmm. So we have an array of different churches represented.
Right.
And we only take one from each church, so we don't get stacked with one church.
Right.
There's only one person from each church.
Right. And I just, you mentioned if there are cases where you have to discipline a minister, you mean a minister might get in trouble?
Well, it could be maybe they aren't showing up for training, or they're not going to the meetings, or they're not available when they get called.
Right.
And obviously they have a lot of things going on in their own world. They have a lot of issues. We had an incident not too long ago that occurred on a Sunday morning at about 9 o'clock when we needed to get a chaplain. Most of them on Sunday morning at 9 o'clock are preparing to serve their church. So we had a little difficulty on that day, but we worked around it and made it work.
Yeah.
We also have a pastor. He's not one of our organized chaplains, but he's come on board to help us with Hispanic people. He's very fluent in Spanish, and he is a minister, and he's agreed to help us if we have situations involving Hispanic-speaking people. So we reach out to a lot of people.
I can imagine, and that's another thing you don't think about too much, because 25 years ago you probably didn't need to be able to speak Spanish to be on the police department. I bet you run into those issues frequently now.
We do, and and I was talking to someone the other night, and they asked about if we had someone that could do sign language for deaf. And we used to have a resource that we could get from the sheriff's office, but it made me thinking, okay, that's another resource that we may have to identify, so that we can serve somebody in our community that may need that.
Right.
So it doesn't just it blossoms. These chaplains try to do everything they can, but then we find, okay, here's something that we're not meeting, so we got to try to do it. And the chaplains. They're a great asset to us and to this community.
Right.
You would be, I don't want to say you'd be surprised, but oftentimes at a critical incident, the fire chief can tell you of when we've called chaplains out. We've had officers that have been at fatality accidents. You try to get a chaplain out there to help comfort somebody. And some people, when you ask them, do you have a minister you want us to call? There are a lot of people that say, no, I don't have one. And then we say, would you like us to call one? And they say, yes, would you?
Yes.
So we can easily get in touch with one of the chaplain that's on call, and they can come out and help us soothe these people in a critical incident.
I think one of the things that I've taken away from these interviews that we've done here on a regular basis is just the huge amount of different kinds of situations as a police officer can be confronted with, even in a relatively small town like Tullahoma, where you don't have a lot of really bad crime, I guess, but occasionally you do that, and you never know from one day to the next what sort of instance that you might run into.
People's lives get touched in a variety of ways, and the emergency services in Tullahoma try to look at all those situations and how we can help them.
Yeah.
On the books we've got 37 officers, 5 full-time employees. That's 42 people, but if you really look at our roster, we have about 75 people that that's involved in police operations.
Right.
Our crossing guards, our chaplains, our reserve officers. There's a lot of people that serve this community.
Okay.
And the fire department is the same way.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. Well, Chief, thank you so much for coming by today.
Thanks for having us.
Always some great information.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. I think the Chief may be back before the end of the year, though.
I think we will be here on Christmas Eve.
I think we may be working on Christmas Eve this year. All right. We'll be right back in just a moment, right after these messages.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please, for the following public service announcement. He's back! The Watkins Man is back, bringing his world-famous Watkins products to 104 East Lauderdale Street in Tullahoma, where Richard and Stephanie Carpenter have opened the area's only Watkins store. Since 1886, Watkins has produced all natural products, starting with the pain liniment and now including soaps, oils, creams, scrubs, royal jelly, beeswax, supplements dedicated to natural health and pain management, cover total external and internal body care. And don't forget the world-famous spices, extracts, packs, teas, and cooking ingredients. With too many products to list, know that all Watkins products are 100% natural using the highest quality ingredients obtainable. Always remember with Watkins, when you buy the best, you use less.
To rid yourself of body pain, stiffness, and stress while increasing circulation, visit the Balance Spa in Shelbyville at 731 North Main Street, or have them visit you at your office for a chair massage. Simon Cowell and Maria Keys Gammon give a professional full-body foot or chair massage that makes you feel like new. Call owner Linda Hackle Brown at 931-639-4885 to set your appointment today.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham, and you're watching Just Plain Living here on Charter Channel 6.
I am so glad I went to see Breakfast with Santa this week. Not only was a lot of wonderful people there working, but the THS singers did a great job, the Aristocats. We're going to watch.
Breakfast with Santa 2013. And it's just the same as always. It's packed. People are ready to be entertained by the Tullahoma High School Aristocats. There's all kinds of wonderful gifts you can buy, cakes and pies. And look at these smiling faces this morning, huh? Nutcrackers and coffee cups and candles and cakes and pies and beautiful faces. Right here, here's where it all takes place. Down the hallway, the service line.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir. Look at that. Here it comes out. Breakfast with Santa right there. Look at that. Isn't that great? There's a couple smiling faces right there. Looky here, looky here. How pretty is that? You don't get no better than that, folks. There's Santa's little elves right there. Look at that crew, huh? Everybody's looking good down through here. Having a good time.
How's it going, sir?
Look at there. Doing great. How about y'all? Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you.
Look at there. Isn't that pretty?
I think you're in a rhythm.
Big packages, big windows. Great picture opportunities. Look at that right there.
Mr. John Gray?
Hey there. Look at those guys sitting in the fireplace. Breakfast without Santa. This is breakfast without Santa back here. Santa doesn't get back here. These are all the elves back here working hard. Look at that big smile right there. I know that smile. I know that smile there too. Heard you on the radio yesterday. That's a good thing too.
That is a good thing. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all of you.
Merry Christmas.
Look at there. Just can't stay away, can
you? Coming out and supporting the Aristocats and this wonderful tradition that's been going in this community for quite some time. Ms. Baldwin, who's right here, just informed me, we think it's about 24 years that this has been going on. So that's a great tradition, and we're happy to continue. We're happy to continue this tradition. So thank you from all the Aristocats and myself for coming and supporting us this morning. My name is Adam Mock. I'm the director of the Aristocats this year, and we're excited to perform for you this morning, and we hope that you'll enjoy it.
Santa Land back here. They're taking pictures with Santa Claus right there. There's Candy-O right there. Pictures by Candy-O. Look at there. And there's Santa Claus with that beautiful little girl. Isn't that something? Breakfast with Santa. Look at that. Aren't you darling? Merry Christmas.
Looking for that special, unique holiday gift? Not to worry. Christie's Gifts at Merle Norman and Northgate Mall, Tullahoma has everything you need. From sports logo items, scarves, tops, and wraps to children's items. With too many brands to name, a few are Spartina and other designer handbags, Glory House picture frames, Lang calendars, Lily Pulitzer, Boku charm jewelry, Sparkle make-your-own necklace, Mariana handcrafted jewelry from Ireland, and interchangeable jewelry from Chameleon, Ginger Snaps, and Lottie Dottie. Children's educational toys by Melissa and Doug, Mud Pie baby gifts, and the always favorite Hello Kitty. All these and much, much more. To find the exceptional gift you want to give, do what Santa does. Visit Christie's Gifts at Merle Norman in Northgate Mall, Tullahoma.
We'd like to take this time to wish everybody a happy, joyful, and blessed Christmas. We'd also like to thank them for their support this previous year. Your comfort is what we do.
Merry Christmas!
Stroups is also a proud sponsor of the Frank Mullins Football League. We'd like to also take this time to congratulate the Falcons cheerleaders for their second consecutive first place finish, and also the Falcons football team for their first place finish in the 2013 season.
Merry Christmas! Happy New Year!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Excalibur limousine provided by AAA Limousine Service, and these are the South Jackson Gatsby girls starting the promotion for the Great Gatsby Gala that will be held at South Jackson June 7th, 2014. Get your party hat on, folks. It's gonna be a ball. What about it, girls?
Here's to you.
Welcome back. I feel so safe today. We are following our police chief with our fire chief. Richard.
Good morning.
I am so glad you're here. You're going to tell us about Toys for Tots.
Yes, we are.
I think that's one of the best programs going.
Well, thank you. We're proud of it. And I've been affiliated with it since '86. And, of course, the former chief, C.B. Watkins, was affiliated with it. You know, it's been going on for over 40 years.
And how do we stand this year?
Well, we're running a little bit short money-wise. We usually try to spend about $30 per child.
Yeah.
And we're looking like we're about $5,000 short right now.
Do we need to put up an address or a phone number?
Well, you can certainly send donations to P.O. Box 807.
P.O. Box 807.
And that's Tullahoma, Tennessee, 37388. And just address it Toys for Tots. And that will get to us. Of course, we can buy more with $1 than an individual can because the stores give us a great discount. And we also, since we're affiliated with the Marine Corps, we get no sales tax.
And I think that's a nice program, too.
Oh, it's great. And we handle Tullahoma for the United States Marine Corps. So we're their affiliate here.
And so how does a person that might need Toys for Tots, how do they get in touch with you? What do they need to do?
Okay, we hold an annual registration, and that was last Wednesday. Okay. And we advertised that in the areas where we need to advertise to reach those needy people.
You basically already have to sign up.
And we had 220 families that asked for assistance this year.
And is that surrounding counties, or is that just Coffee County, or is
That's
it just
in the city limits?
The city limits of Tullahoma. 240?
220.
20.
Yes,
wow.
ma'am. And now the Sheriff's Department does for the Coffee County, and then I believe Manchester City Police does for Manchester, I believe.
I'm sure they do.
So, you know, we've got Coffee County pretty well covered, and we just, you know, we're just needing a little help. This year's a little unique because the Christmas parade was kind of late. You know, it was.
So you're a little late getting started, so you really need the donations to come in.
That's what usually gets people in the spirit.
is the parade. It kind of, and of course it just happened Friday night, so we're receiving more donations,
and
but we are a little short.
I can't imagine anything sadder than a child waking up on Christmas and you guys are helping Santa out. That's the deal, right?
Absolutely. This is all about children 0 to 14 years old. They're going to get something this year.
When they come in and sign up, does anyone write down some of the things they need, or is they just take what they get? How
well,
does that work?
we have a general guideline that we go by at the department, depending on the age.
Yeah.
And when they come in, of course, they have to prove their residency, and they have to bring birth certificates for each child, so we can kind of have an accountability for what they're getting.
It is a wonderful program, and I can't thank you enough. And I know the community is very, very happy about that.
Well,
so don't forget, Toys for Tots.
Right.
Send your money right there, or go by the fire station.
And yes, they can come by fire station number 1 on South Jackson Street and drop off. If you pull up and blow the horn, we'll run out and get whatever you got. You won't even have to get out of the car.
That's great.
And it's a lot of effort by the firefighters. And they take a lot of pride in it, and we always get several letters at the end of the program of how they wouldn't have had a Christmas without the fire department and the city and all the people chipping in. So it's a great program.
So, I feel like that instead of going out and buying stuff for people that don't need it, just give them a Merry Christmas and send your money to the fire station.
And we also encourage any business, if they're having a Christmas party or something, City Hall does this every year. Instead of exchanging gifts, they bring a gift for the Toys for Tots.
You do so many
great.
Things. You and your group. Thank you for that.
I've got a great group.
We've got all this stuff laying out here, and I was just wondering, what is this representing?
Well, I was called by some family members of, let's see, is the police chief still here? No, he's gone, isn't he? So I can safely say his wife called, wanted to do a quick fire inspection of his house.
And these are some things
and we found some items that were of concern to us. And this time of year, you've got extension cords laying out, powering electric heaters, maybe because you're cold or whatever. And we just don't want you to be using something like this. This is a fire hazard. This is something that can cause problems. And then we have to come to your house, and you don't want that. You don't want that. So if you see something laying around like this, or if you have an outlet in the wall that doesn't have a cover, where a small child could stick their finger in here and get shocked, or sparks could come out and set something on fire, get a cover for it, okay? If you've got wiring like this, go into your lamps, and it's frayed, or it's been walked on, it's laying out on the floor, it's been walked on, damaged.
Sometimes it's bent up against the wall really tight, and you don't notice that it cracks.
That's right.
I found one of those at my house.
Or you've put it under a rug, run into a lamp so that you don't trip over it. Well, that causes heat under that rug. You should never do that.
Oh, wow.
We just remind you, fire safety, especially during this time of year, because we don't want a tragedy.
There's Christmas lights everywhere. Does any of that... is there any problems with all that?
Well, there can be if you run too many on one circuit, or if you run them too long of a line. There's a rating on the box.
Continually plugging one after the other after the other.
Right.
There's just so many that you should do.
It follow the directions on the box, because everyone's different. Now they've come out with LED Christmas lights, a huge reduction in heat and voltage draw and amperage draw.
So does that mean it's safer?
So absolutely.
And also, I just happened to plug in an LED Christmas tree, and on the instructions it says, don't leave the house and leave this on. So that's probably a good idea for a lot of things.
A lot of things. Mm-hmm. Washing machines, dryers, dishwashers.
Oh, I can attest to washing machine, like the flooded entire house.
Yes, that's minor. A little water, it'll dry.
I know.
You want to never leave an appliance on. Check your smoke detectors. We've got free smoke detectors. We've got free fire extinguishers for city residents.
How often should people check their smoke detectors?
You should test them monthly.
Okay.
And change the battery every time you change the clock.
What do you do to test the smoke detector?
Well, you want to get up there and make sure it's clean, make sure it's not cluttered with dust, because if the air can't move through it, the smoke can't either.
So it's not just a matter of taking a candle and sticking it up there?
I wouldn't recommend that. There's a test button that you can push that will test the sound. Certainly have a fire drill in your home so that everybody knows what to do.
And I think a lot of people forget to do that. like it's a good idea to collect at the same area. Is that
Absolutely.
right?
Have
so
a
you
meeting
can count your
place.
people off, like if you have 5 kids. There's so
Right.
many things, and they're going to run us off, and I know you've got business to do. Richard, any last-minute words?
Yes, this was not really from Chief Blackwell's house.
Oh, okay.
Let me clear that up. But we're trying to have
carries
a good.
the guns. You gotta
That's
be
exactly
careful.
right. All I've got is water, so that's a no-win
Yeah.
for me.
Right.
So, but we appreciate everyone's support with the Toys for Tots, and we just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and be safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back with something.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Centers of America.
Have you heard that little voice that beckons you to come home to Tennessee? Well, here's your chance. Here's a property offered by its owner. It's 20 miles from the National Walking Horse Celebration grounds in Shelbyville, Tennessee, and only 10 minutes away from the Jack Daniel Distillery in Lynchburg. It's located at 769 Shipman Creek Road. This property has over a 5,300 square foot home on 45 acres, and a sprawling 200 acres is also available. Let's take a look at the house. Built in 1998, this home has 4 bedrooms and 3.5 baths. This home offers wide open views, featuring the main floor with over 2,700 square feet of living room, an eat-in kitchen, a formal dining area, and a massive 20 by 19 master bedroom with a master bath and fireplace included. There is craftsmanship at every turn, solid cherry cabinets, built-in cherry shelves, and other solid cherry appointments. It's a 2-story home with 3 nicely sized bedrooms upstairs. Down a spiral staircase, the basement hosts a 40 by 40 den with a handcrafted bar. We're leaving the jukebox here, folks. The basement is a recreation room on steroids. There are too many closets to count and more than you'll ever need. There are so many places in this home to find peace that you'll seldom want to leave it. But when you do, you'll discover up to 200 acres of paved roads with city water. The property is quilted with streams, woods, ponds, and open pasture. The view from the porch alone is enough to say you're home. The property includes a 3-bay heavy construction shop and plenty of room to build stables and graze livestock. If Tennessee's been calling you home, start your journey by calling this number. A property like this comes on the market but once in a lifetime. We think you'll love it. We think you'll stay. This is a very real estate.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham from the News Channel 5 Weather Center. Look to Jim Fuller and crew for local news night here on Channel 6.
All right, folks, we're back. In the other night before the Christmas parade, there was the annual lighting of the seasonal tree at South Jackson Civic Center, and we were there to video that, and we met the Grand Marshal of the parade, Miss Courtney Miller, and the McNabb group was there, and it was damp outside at that point, but it was good inside, had good fun. Let's watch this video. South Jackson Civic Center. It's the kickoff for the Tullahoma Christmas Parade. There's my big buddy, Mr. Dan Lawson, right there. He's working hard. He's always working hard for the money, baby. Always working hard. There's Mr. Stan McNabb. Stan McNabb Automotive Group Christmas Parade this year. These good-looking people in here. Yeah, you need your Tullahoma cap on. I don't know what that.
Maybe I'll put it on David. He
looked good in that big old Wildcat hat, wouldn't he? Well, see, but the thing about it is he's a Wildcat as well. He's county mayor.
I'm born a Wildcat. I'd like to welcome David to Tullahoma. See here to come and visit. I know you're in the
you do know I was born a Wildcat, don't you?
No, I didn't know
15 years down here. Then I moved here.
There'll be food for everyone here. Free game. There's Di down there. Look at him. All right, here Santa Claus has come down here to the tree lighting at South Jackson Civic Center, and there's Miss Jamie McNabb, and she is the upcoming president of the Chamber of Commerce. And of course, Stan, and there's the lovely Dolly right over there. I don't know where the boys are, but this year is the first year there's been a sponsor for the entire parade, and it's for Stan McNabb. There's Trey right there. There he is. Look at him. All right. Our Grand Marshal, Miss Courtney Miller, right there, and she's here to light the tree at South Jackson Civic Center to kick off the 2013 Chamber of Commerce Stan McNabb Christmas Parade.
First of all, I would like to introduce Jamie McNabb, who is our acting president of the Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce, and she would like to give a big welcome to you.
Yes, I would definitely like to welcome everyone here tonight. I apologize for the weather, but Mother Nature saw that we needed rain today, and we're getting plenty of it. But we will still go on with the parade. We do have all the smiles, and we have a beautiful, beautiful representative for us to kick off the parade tonight. Lane, would you like to say a few words?
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
What a great day to be in Tullahoma today. It's always a good day to be in Tullahoma. We appreciate the Chamber of Commerce, and how many years is this?
57.
57. And all your team of putting this whole thing together. We appreciate the McNabbs very much for your initiative and your support. So we look forward to a great parade, good Christmas season. Wish everybody a super holiday, and welcome to Tullahoma for our visitors.
Stan McNabb Automotive Group, if you will, or family as we all think of them. Right. So we have with us tonight, of course, Stan McNabb. We have Trey McNabb, Dolly McNabb, and we have Jamie McNabb wearing a second hat tonight. But we want to thank you all for sponsoring the Christmas parade and for all that you do for our community. And I would like for us to give them a round of applause.
I just want to welcome all of you on behalf of the volunteers and boards of South Jackson Civic Center. We welcome you. Let's keep our spirits bright during a rainy night. I also want to invite you to take a look in the auditorium. We have opened a show today, Amal and the Night Visitors. It has a new Revolve, if you've not heard about it. We're very proud of our set, and we encourage you to come see Amal and the Night Visitors. Come and participate in the Old Town Stroll, which is this Tuesday evening. Music starts here at 5 o'clock. And just come and be part of our family here at South Jackson Civic Center, our old school. Thank you.
Our Grand Marshal for the 57th Annual Christmas Parade. And we have with us tonight the lovely Courtney Miller. Let's give Courtney a big round. So she will be representing of the state of Tennessee in the Nationals in June. Tonight, we're just thrilled to have her to be the Grand Marshal of our Christmas Parade, and thrilled to have you here. Do you have a few words?
We're coming out tonight, and despite the weather, we're going to have an amazing Christmas parade, and I'm very honored to be this year's Grand Marshal. Thank you.
All right, let's give it. Jonathan, are we ready to officially light that? Instead of having Courtney bend down, we're going to let Jonathan do the actual plugging in, if you will. So 1, 2, and 3. All right.
Are you a shoeanista with no place local to find your style? Well, now you don't have to travel any further than Bren's Shoe Boutique, located at the Village on Jackson, 1940 North Jackson Street, Suite 120 in Tullahoma. From funky to formal, you can find the fit and style that will make you smile at Bren's. A shoeanista herself, owner Brenda Kemp offers brands like Rocket Dog, Jessica Simpson, Mia, Nine West, J. Renee, Bandolino, and more. Want that accessory splash that none of your friends have? Bren's offers a selection of one-of-a-kind handbags and jewelry with just the right bling. So if your shoe selection doesn't stack up, find what you've been looking for at a price you can afford at Bren's Shoe Boutique, now open in Tullahoma.
Looking for a unique gift for someone special, or perhaps something just for yourself? Then you need to check out Grady Mac Denim Company, right here in the heart of Tullahoma. Grady Mac features the full line of men's and women's Lucky brand apparel. Stop in and check out our denim production line. Grady Mac offers a full line of outdoor sporting apparel and much more. And check out our custom fly fishing equipment, fine art, and fine sports memorabilia. There's something for everyone at Grady Mac Denim Company, the most unique store in Tullahoma.
We get closer to a world with more birthdays when we take cancer patients by the hand. We help them find answers and guidance and hope, and give them more candles to light. We're the American Cancer Society. Help create a world with more birthdays at morebirthdays.com.
You know, Peggy, we were talking earlier on the show that T.S. Monk is going to be at South Jackson.
He is,
January the 18th.
and for those people out there that do not know who he is, he's the world-famous drummer, jazz, son of Thelonious Monk, the great inventor of jazz almost.
He invented the whole deal, huh?
Anyway, this will be a great event. It starts with a reception. We have a champagne reception prior to the event, and the ticket price, I think, is awesome this year. It's only $20, and students, I believe, are $15.
Okay.
Great Christmas present.
Oh yeah, it'd be
It's
good.
a wonderful Christmas present, and the event is, I wish I could tell you which year we're in. I started the Jazz on Jackson some years ago, and we've had some great people on our stage.
Oh, yeah.
And he is one of the greatest, and we are having him back. We had him once before.
All right, so what we've done is Phillips found some video on T.S. Monk. We're going to play a little bit of that and show you what you need to come see. and gentlemen, this is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat. You know, they do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the Paintworks at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
Today's Charter tip, set up your parental controls. Children don't always know what they should and shouldn't watch, but parents do, and Charter can help. Charter's parental controls are easy to set up. All you need is a 4-digit PIN. Then you can lock specific titles, channels, and show ratings. Even hide program titles and block paid programming purchases. Family protection in just 4 digits. Another way Charter gives you more. Visit charter.net/tips to get started.
You know, holiday time is a great time to run across old friends, and about a week ago I ran across one of my old friends. Hadn't seen him probably in 10, 12 years. Great guy, great writer, great story, Mr. Randy Howard. Randy?
Good to see you,
Good
John.
to see you, buddy.
How come you haven't been in touch with me in all these years?
Because you disappeared. You've been in New York. You've been in California.
Yeah, Georgia.
You traveled in Georgia.
Yeah.
Randy and I met about 15 years ago?
Yeah, I think so.
You were working comedy circuits at that time.
Yeah.
And you helped us bring some comedy into the Legion.
Yeah, we did.
And brought some acts in that had played all over the country, and instead of having to go to Zany's up in Nashville, we had it where people just come to Tullahoma and see good comedy.
Well, we had some good turnouts, too.
Had some good turnouts, had some great entertainment. And Randy and I got to be friends out there, and I realized how good a writer he was, an entertainer, and just you pretty much, your life's been in the entertainment business, hasn't it, Randy?
It's been my whole life, yeah. Well, so far.
Yeah, not over yet, is it?
I hope not.
No, we don't want it to be over.
Yeah. It's good to see Miss Peggy, too.
Yeah.
Years ago, I did the South Jackson Goes Country. I don't know how many years ago that was.
Back.
Yeah, it was back when I was young and good looking.
Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed.
Thank you, John.
Here's something right here that's interesting. That right there is, folks, I'm sure, there you go. That's Hank III, and that is I think that's Hank Jr.'s son, Hank III. That's his. Was that his first?
This was his debut album.
Album.
I call him Tricephus.
Tricephus?
Yeah, he doesn't like that. He
doesn't like it.
Says it sounds like a disease.
I think the first song on this thing is a Randy Howard song.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm.
What? Don't you know? Don't I know?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Title cut on that right there. And you've had been on some other of his stuff, his work as well, haven't you?
Yeah, he cut another one of my songs on his third album. And so he's been real good to me. Thanks. How's his career running? His career is doing real well. He's kind of like a David Allen Coe or something. He hasn't, in fact, I don't know, it's been his only Billboard charted single. But he's kind of underground, and he sells a lot of albums, and he's got a great following. He just hasn't made it commercially on, top 40
country radio.
Yeah, because they're not ready for what he does.
No, they've got about a 20-song playlist.
Yeah. It used to be 30, I think. It's about down to 20 now.
And if you hadn't got Pepsi or Target behind you, you don't get that.
There you go. And if you don't have, if you're over 30,
not got a chance.
Ain't got a chance these days, No.
And nowhere anybody's pretty as us. Just
no. I mean, good-looking people like me and you, we don't make it.
That's why you just told me something I forgot. Why somebody invented line dancing?
Yeah, so ugly people could dance too.
Yeah. Not have to be picked. You
don't have to walk across the dance floor
and pick somebody.
Yeah, and get embarrassed and have to walk back across the dance floor by yourself.
Well, what else are you into right now? I know you've written some comedy stuff. You've written real, pure country.
Yeah.
Where are you headed? Where's Randy Howard headed right now?
Well, I'm trying to concentrate on my writing and get some more songs cut by these young artists. I found that at my age it's a lot easier to walk to the mailbox than it is to go on the road. I toured some with Confederate Railroad last year, and with Billy Joe Shaver, and I did Farm Aid up in St. Louis. Willie invited me to come up and do that. So I do some things here and there, but I'm not. Thanks to Hank, I'm not in the soup line. So
it's amazing what those Williams boys can do.
I tell you what, them Williams boys, yeah. And it's like Granddaddy's still as popular now as he ever was.
Sure he is. I mean, when you're a legend, you're a legend.
Yeah, it's amazing the amount of work he did, and died at 29
in a short
years old.
Of time.
Yeah.
Well, you write about what you feel, and you write about what you know, and it's hard to realize that one man experienced that much pain.
Oh yeah.
That quick.
I thought I had been through pain.
Nah.
At 29, I wasn't feeling any pain, I don't think.
Who was? You were telling me the other day that you sort of drifted. I don't want to say drifted off, because I don't want this to come across in any type of a negative manner, into spiritual music.
Yeah, I just cut my first spiritual album, and I'm shopping it to labels right now. It's not out. Hopefully it'll be out by spring. And it's just something I always wanted to do. I grew up, my first public performance was in church.
Right.
So, that's where I started out, and I figured after all the bad stuff I've done, I figured it was time to go back to it.
Go back to it. How's that process working right now in the music industry? As with all of this downloads and uploads and all the things that have changed in the music industry, how easy is it to find a label to pick up a project?
Well, I don't know. I'll let you know in a couple of months.
Okay.
But I've got some labels interested now, but we haven't come to terms yet. But it's getting harder and harder because a lot of the major artists, write too, and they found out that there's more money in writing and publishing than there is in getting out there on the road. Because most musicians used to have to make their money on the road. Even if you had a major record deal, the record company they have what we call creative accounting.
Yeah.
And unless you become Garth Brooks or something and can afford to have them audited, you never see any money really out of your records. The money artists used to make was strictly on the road, but now,
they want that too, don't they?
Yeah, since they changed, they want a part of it all. They want part of management, part of publishing, you know, part of your, you know, T-shirt sales,
hats,
everything else, yeah. And but since the copyright laws were changed, Jimmy Carter in 1976 changed the copyright laws. You know, so it used to be copyrights were good for 28 years, and then you could renew them for another 28 years, which they were good for 56 years. And where you get to see all these public domain songs come from are people that forgot to renew them after 28 years or after 56 years if they did remember to renew their copyright. But now the copyright laws have changed. It's the life of the author plus 70 years now.
Plus how many?
70.
So that's big time.
Until you die, you know.
Plus 70 years.
Plus 70 years. Your children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren can collect those royalties.
Yeah.
But as far as record sales go, the internet and the digital world has really cut into that for artists, you know. And there's all kind of legislation going on now, trying to, you know, get more, because people can go online and like if they like one song, they can download it for 99 cents or $1.29, and instead of having to go
buy the whole
album CD, we still call them albums. Because
we're old.
They are going back to vinyl. Vinyl is coming back. It really is. Yeah.
Let me tell you what. Why don't you sing us one right quick? What do you want to sing? Which direction you want to head?
I don't know.
It's up to you. That's your microphone, that's your camera, and that's your TV.
Oh, that's my TV?
That's your TV.
Can we get in the truck?
Yeah, we can get in the truck.
Okay.
And there's a pawn shop between here and your house.
I don't think I could get too. That's not a flat screen, is it?
No, it's not. That's big. It's big.
I'll do the song I wrote for Hank Three on his debut album. I might have to change some words in here, but okay. Well, I might get drunk and rob a bank, shoot my car if it don't crank, burn the wall up with some paint, mess the wall up with some paint, might even join the rodeo, ride my horse to Buffalo, change my name to Bill, but I don't think I ever will, but I can't promise you I won't. Some people do, some people don't. Some people win, some people lose. Some people never get to choose. All you can do is the best you can, and hope things work out like you planned. I plan to stay, but I might go, and I can't say 'cause I don't know. I might become the president. Stranger things have happened, and tell the world I'm heaven sent. Give up drinking cold iced tea, quit watching women and TV, might even smoke those cigarettes. Play my guitar like Biggie Betts, getting Linda Ronstadt's pants. But I don't think I got a chance, but I ain't saying I won't try to do it all before I die. I just might win, but if I lose, I'll just blame it on the booze, 'cause I'm just doing the best I can. And I hope you understand why I can't say I'll never go, but if I do, I told you so.
Andy Howard.
Thank you. Oh,
so that's how Hank opened up his debut CD.
Yeah, it was first song.
Randy Howard.
He did he did change a few of the lyrics.
I bet he did.
He changed changes to Miss Shania's pants, which but back when I wrote that song about 30 years ago,
Shania was 12.
Yeah, and Linda Ronstadt looked good then.
I understand.
I think you take a forklift to get her on stage now. I don't know.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a full-figured woman.
No, I love plus size, don't you?
Yeah. That's where I hang out in the store.
Oh, just go to Walmart. You see plenty of them.
Yeah, for sure. So, you have gospel when you do for us, right?
Yeah. I could get something to drink. My throat is dry, but
could we have a bottle of water for Randy?
Yeah, thank you. I just recorded.
And you said now they told you not to call it gospel
or religious
music, but to call it spiritual music,
right?
Because gospel and religious and praise music scare some people off.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
When looking at consumers buying a product,
right.
Some people are fearful of that.
Yeah, they are.
Because they don't know what they're doing, or what they're talking about, or what they're thinking about.
Yeah. Well, I was advised that in New York. Thank you. Appreciate it. This is water, isn't it?
Yeah, it's water.
It kind of looks like vodka.
And that right there, water is from Mid-South Distributing. That's Rick
Really?
Gerwe. Yeah, Rick Gerwe and his family over there. It has electrolytes in it.
Electrolytes?
It'll keep you charged up, man.
Boy, I'll be running around the building out in the parking lot now.
You will. That neuropathy in that leg will just go away. You won't even feel it. Oh, that's what it is. You don't feel it anyway.
No. Yeah, that's the problem. This song I wrote, I guess another one I wrote 25, 30 years ago, and it was on my Atlantic album in '88. And anyway, I decided that this is going to be the title album. It's called A Pair of Knees.
Pair of Knees.
Okay. I was born a winner, thought I couldn't lose, but I played with the devil, and I've had to pay his dues. He let me get ahead, then he left me way behind. He almost won my soul, and I almost lost my mind. But Jesus told me he was all I'd ever need in this game of life. When I ran out of aces up my sleeve, he said he'd be the dealer if on him I would believe, and he'd have a hand to hold if I just fold a pair of knees. Well, I've held on to some bad cards, thrown some good away. The devil dealt me out, but Jesus wanted me to stay. And I think I can come back, 'cause I know where I stand. I'll get out of this hole with just one winning hand. 'Cause Jesus told me he was all I'd ever need in this game of life. When I ran out of aces up my sleeve, he said he'd be the dealer if on him I would believe, and he'd have a hand to hold if I just fold a pair of knees. Yeah, he'll have a hand to hold if you'll just fold a pair of knees. Yeah.
Randy Howard.
Thank you. Thank you, both of you. Appreciate
Randy, we're gonna have to take a quick break here.
Okay.
And just glad to have you on with us. And people can find you. How can they find you if they want to get some of your products?
Just call the police department in
Lynchburg.
Yeah, in Lynchburg, and
they'll know exactly where you are.
They'll know exactly where I am. They can. My CDs, you can go online and buy them. Just Google Randy Howard. They're available through CD Baby, Amazon, iTunes, Rhapsody, all that.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. My buddy.
All right.
Thank you for being with us today, my friend.
Thank you, man.
All right. We'll be right back.
With over 30 years experience servicing the Tullahoma area, Mike's Tire, Brake, and Muffler has become a household name in Middle Tennessee. As a family-owned business, Mike and his wife Lisa, along with their sons Jamie, Justin, and Jody, have assembled a crew that delivers quality service to go with quality products. As the only authorized Michelin and Goodyear dealer in Tullahoma, they have become the tire store of choice, being named the Tire and Brake Store of the Year multiple times. They also rent Penske trucks and are an interstate battery dealer. So if you need tires, brakes, mufflers, a battery, or maybe rent a truck, go to the place you can trust. Call Mike's Tire, Brake, and Muffler at 931-455-5150, located at 732 North Jackson in Tullahoma, Tennessee.
If you're looking for fuel, food, or fun, don't forget the Dameron Brothers stores. The Shortstop has fuel, food, and beverages. The Breeze Inn Market has party supplies, beverages, and the area's best selection of premium cigars. The Liquor Locker carries all of your favorite brands of wines and spirits. So for all your party needs, Jeff and Jay say, come on by, and thank you for the support of our businesses. Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, we're back, and appreciate Randy Howard being with us today.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah. I hadn't seen him. I guess I haven't seen Randy in 10 years, but so he still got it.
He still got it. You know, once a professional and a talented person, it just doesn't go away.
It doesn't go away. That's right.
They still have those folks like that. Still have that little thing, that it factor that draws you right in.
That's right.
So the first song Randy did was the one that's the title cut on Hank Williams III's album.
And what was the name of that again?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what the name is.
Yeah.
Hey, something else we want to do is we want to thank the girls over at the Flower Shop for helping us with our holiday decorations, as they always do, and Janie and Kathy and Julie and Tommy and all of them over there.
She decorated the Civic Center.
Yeah,
with that.
Great job. And that's the Flower Shop on Blackville Street for all your floral and gift needs. Stop by over there and see them. And great girls.
Yes, they are.
Great girls, and very talented in what they do.
And very generous.
Yes, with their time and their money. So, community concert was this past weekend. Right. And Rooster and the Red Maiden were there, and they're going to perform the day after Thelonious Monk, or T.S. Monk.
Yes, on Sunday afternoon.
That's on Sunday afternoon at the Civic Center. So we're going to give you a little taste of that to close out today's show. Rooster and the Red Maiden.
I really can't stay.
But baby, it's cold outside.
I got to go away.
But baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has been.
I've been hoping you'd drop
so
in.
Very nice.
I'll hold your hand. It's just like ice.
My mother will start to worry.
Beautiful, what's your hurry?
My father will be pacing the floor.
Listen to that fireplace roar.
So really, I'd better scurry.
Beautiful, there's no hurry.
Well, maybe just a few minutes more.
I never felt quite like this before.
It's so late at night.
Baby, it's bad out there.
Who turned down the lights?
No cabs to be had out there.
I wish I knew how.
Your eyes are like starlight now. I'll take your hat, your hair looks swell.
I ought to say no, sir.
Mind if I move a little closer?
At least I'm gonna say that I tried.
What's the sense of hurting my pride?
I really can't stay.
Baby, don't hold out. Oh, but it's cold outside. storm.
My sister will be suspicious.
Gosh, your lips look delicious.
My brother will be at the door.
Waves upon a tropical shore.
My maiden aunt's mind is vicious.
Gosh, your lips are delicious.
But baby, you're so hot and
never been such a blizzard before.
Got to get home.
Baby, you'll freeze out there.
Say, lend me your coat.
It's up to your knees out there.
It's really been great.
I'm thrilled when you touch my hand.
But don't you see?
How can you do these things to me?
It's bound to be tough tomorrow.
Think of my lifelong sorrow.
At least there will be plenty implied.
If you got pneumonia and